It's not about what happens to you. It's about what you make it mean. And so you're broke on the parents' couch. You go there and you don't make it mean that you're a failure and that you're done forever. When you put that key in the door and unlocked it and said, I'm never turning back, what I judge is that you made it mean something that was empowering for your journey. You didn't make it mean that like a lot of people, what they'll make that mean is I'm a loser, I'm going to lose forever. You flipped the script on that story and it was so powerful. And on King Solomon's temple were the words, know thyself. And so you took the opportunity and going back to your childhood home, even seeing your parents maybe in the bedroom that you grew up in, and you used it as an opportunity to learn about who you are, not who your father was, not who your parents projected on you, who you could be, but you took that as an opportunity to learn more about yourself and to know yourself. And I think it's really powerful because a lot of men out there, they'll make it mean something else.
Yeah.
And so I just want to honor you in this moment to say like, no, I'm going to keep moving forward. And that sentence from your mother to say, I believe you.
I believe you.
And that's enough.
Enough. I mean, you just, because, just from that divine feminine, she's like, I believe. And it was just like this shock went through my body. And I was like, okay, well, now when I'm about to give up, I literally close my eyes and I can picture my mom looking at me going, I believe in you. I believe in you. I believe in you. I believe in you. Now what's happened is, so if anybody's been through failures, probably a lot of people are listening has been through failures, or maybe you're in that right now.
Right.
What I can tell you is there's a lot of guilt that I held in, there's been a lot of healing with me and my daughter. My daughter was, went through hell with me when I was I was a full-blown opiate addict with her 1 to 4 years old, pretty much, about going 3.5, going on 4. Then I went into being an executive, and I was focused on being an executive and working 19 hours a day, the grind culture, right? So I wasn't a good father. I was not a good father to her. And we, then she's going into high school, and then we literally have to move back with my parents as she's going into high school. It's like, what is going on, Dad? But from that point on, she got to see me heal through this journey, and she's healed through it with me. Now she works with me full time. She's an investor. Wow. She's going to be a millionaire by the time she's 30. We literally together are rewiring our family lineage. We're doing it together. And my son is living in it. So the guilt that I felt, and I want to speak to men's hearts right now, is the guilt that I felt. And on her 20th birthday, she turns 21 tomorrow. On her 20th birthday, I went to her and I said, I just want to apologize. I said, I want to ask for your forgiveness. Because I feel guilty. I said, you see the way that I'm raising John, and you see how engaged I am and how this. And she said, I've forgiven you a long time ago. She says, I'm proud of who you've become. And so if you're in that situation right now where you feel like, because a lot of it comes from guilt, and you stay in that situation, oh, my kids think of me this way. They think of you the way that you've become, right? They see you evolve. And I think that's more important, is to see you evolve than be stuck in who you've become, right? And so I hope that hits someone's heart out there, because that was something I was really struggling with. And I'm like, man, and she sees me for who I am today. And the interesting thing is, they did an interview with her one time, and they asked her if she remembers me as a drug addict. She goes, all I remember is my dad was my hero.
Wow.
That's all she remembered, man. So the point of that is, like, you said something powerful that made me think of that. It's like, know thyself. Know thyself through the whole process. Whoever you are today is who thyself is within this current moment, but it can always change. It can always change, because and I had to go through all these things. What someone's going through right now, you have to go through it, right? It's part of what you asked for, what your soul came to experience. So like, it's the reframing is everything happening to me is for me and not against me. Everything. Tragedy, chaos, losing money. I had a business that failed, $100,000 loss in the last 24 months. And I was like, oh, that was happening for me. It became my men's coaching program. It was a failed beard oil, refined integrity, that became our men's coaching program. And I'm like, the brand, and like, now we got, 180 men strong. It's growing. And I'm like, and it's what I've always wanted to do. It's my passion. Beard oil was not my passion, but it built the brand, because I did it to make money. That's why it failed.
Say a little bit more about that. What is that piece? Because I feel like that's important.
It's really important. So I struggle with keeping my ego at bay, just being transparent. It's something that it's getting better and better as I understand walk with Christ. And, that's where my imperfection comes from. We have 6 companies, we have this ecosystem, our wealth paradigm has changed dramatically. I mean, went from completely broke to, financial freedom in this ecosystem. And I got caught up in making more money. Like, oh, I own 6 businesses. And it was like I was transitioning back into the old self, where it's like, you know, I bought this track Corvette when I started making, I made $1 million. I bought this track Corvette and I'm like, what are you doing, dude? Like, you're literally going back. The old paradigm was coming back to tap on me. It was like, and I justified it. So this is important. So I justified buying this track Corvette. I love fast cars. Okay. But that track Corvette is a $100,000 Corvette. It is $480,000 mistake, because if I would have taken what I invested in that Corvette and I would invest in the capital markets, and my price appreciation I would have had would have been $480,000 for my family. So first of all, the biggest thing is when you start to get that kingdom wealth, and it comes, that's King Solomon, right? You lose the sight, or you go back to the old self and you're looking for edification. That was the first thing. Then I was realizing that the broken little boy was still looking, look at me, I have 6 companies, I have 2 million followers, I have this. And so people would bring up my beard all the time. And I went to a company because I was getting allergies. I'm really big on like not using certain things, and
chemicals.
So I created my own beard oil. I'm like, oh, I can make a lot of money doing this. That's what I said. I can make a lot of money doing this on Amazon. So I hired a top Amazon coach, made this special beard oil. I did it all to make money, and it failed miserably. I've sold 5 bottles.
Wow.
And I went to my team and I said, listen, guys, like, I effed up, man. Like, I did this to make money, and I deserve. So now I have 5,000 bottles of beard oil here. But my point is, it led me to my passion. It led me to the brand is Refined Integrity, which became a men's coaching program. But my point is, don't ever do things to make money. Do it to serve humanity.
Don't ever do things to make money. Do it to serve humanity. And this comes back to the passion.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Do it because you believe in it. Do it because it lights you up.
Yes.
And the money should follow. Yes. The money will
Always.
follow.
It's a 100% direct correlation to someone following their passion. So why is it working out for me now? Because who you see in front of you, what I say on social, what I speak about is truth. It's authenticity. Everything, and that's our whole model of our businesses now. Everything I talk about or own is something I do myself or own myself. So I call it the warrior walk, right? I go forward, I build safety, I come back and I teach from my paradigm. I will never talk about something that I don't do myself.
Right.